One calm afternoon at Fort Hood, Vanessa Guillen finished her work shift. After a quick visit to the bathroom, she decided to grab some food. However, she remembered leaving part of her gear in the back of the hangar. Thinking it was a quick detour, she headed there, unaware of the grave mistake she was about to make. Entering the hangar, Vanessa felt an uneasy atmosphere. Though the place was familiar, darkness surrounded her. Relying on her daily routine and muscle memory, she proceeded to retrieve her backpack. To her surprise, she noticed someone else in the hangar. When she reached the end of the hangar, she heard heavy boots coming towards her, an unusual circumstance at such an hour. When she turned around, it was already too late. She tried to block the hit. The attacker was fast and brutal, and she couldn't raise her arm fast enough. With a powerful strike, she got hit on the head. Everything turned black around her. Soldiers in the army are often seen as our primary protectors, facing tougher and riskier situations than many. Unlike policemen, they step into the front line of danger. However, sometimes the danger comes from within. This is the tragic case of Vanessa Guillen. Was she a victim of abuse, or did she witness something she wasn't supposed to? Before diving into her story, let's learn more about who Vanessa was. Vanessa Guillen was born on September 30th, 1999, in Houston, Texas. Growing up, she cherished her siblings and shared a strong bond with them. Vanessa, described as a passionate young woman, faced the decision of pursuing soccer or joining the military. Despite her talent and love for soccer, her family's military background inspired her to choose a military path. After graduating from Cesar E. Chavez High School in 2018, Vanessa faced the dilemma of choosing between a potential professional soccer career and military service. Eventually, her dedication to serving her country led her to enlist right after high school. This decision marked the first time a member of her immediate family left Texas, as she was sent to South Carolina. Vanessa took immense pride in her military service, viewing it as her calling. Her family noted that she was the happiest she had ever been, and it was evident to everyone that she had made the right decision by joining the military. Something she felt destined to do. You could see the change in Vanessa Guillen. Her face, her eyes, everything transformed. After serving in South Carolina, she moved to Virginia and then back to Texas, stationed at Fort Hood, also known as Fort Cavazos. It's a significant military post in or near Killeen, Texas, conveniently close to Vanessa's family. However, a shift occurred in Vanessa after a few months at Fort Hood. The once joyful, talkative person seemed different, no longer as happy, frequently tired. Her family initially attributed it to the demands of military life, but eventually Vanessa opened up. She revealed she had been the victim of sexual harassment by a sergeant at Fort Hood, without disclosing the name. This incident shed light on a broader issue of harassment at the military base. On April 22, 2020, during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, Vanessa was last seen in the afternoon at the Regimental Engineer Squadron headquarters parking lot just outside the armory. By 9 p.m. that night, her family and boyfriend had been trying to reach her, but all attempts went unanswered. It became alarming when Vanessa Guillen, who always responded promptly, went unreachable. Concerned, her family contacted Fort Hood on April 22, 2020. Unable to locate her, they officially reported Vanessa missing to the Army CID, Criminal Investigation Division, on April 23rd. Investigations revealed Vanessa was last seen entering the arms room to confirm serial numbers for weapons and equipment. This room was under the control of Specialist Aaron David Robinson, who had joined the military in 2017 and trained as a combat engineer. Despite searching the base and its surroundings, Vanessa remained missing. Her access card, wallet, and keys were found in the building where she was last seen. Frustrated, her family felt kept in the dark by the army and suspected possible connections to reported cases of sexual harassment and assault within the base. Questions lingered about Robinson's involvement, since he was the only other person in the building with Vanessa before her disappearance. The CID claimed extensive investigations involving thousands of hours and interviews with 300 to 400 people associated with the base. As the investigation into Vanessa Guillen's disappearance continued, it was revealed that specialist Aaron Robinson was dating a civilian, 22-year-old Cecily Aguilar, who was already married to another soldier on the base. This relationship violated fraternization rules. Cecily's troubled marriage was nearing its end, and her involvement with Robinson raised concerns about military regulations. However, investigators struggled to find any direct links between these relationships and Vanessa's disappearance. On June 30th, 2020, around 70 days after Vanessa went missing, authorities discovered remains in Belton, Texas, near the Leon River, about 20 to 30 miles from the fort. Earlier on June 20th, a search in that area uncovered a burn pit containing the lid of a military-style storage box. Despite these findings, the mystery surrounding Vanessa's disappearance persisted. While construction workers were working on a fence in the same area where Vanessa Guillen's remains were discovered, they stumbled upon what appeared to be human remains. These remains were partially buried and showed signs of dismemberment. The grim discovery unfolded in an area where someone had strategically placed concrete covered by dirt, attempting to conceal the body. It was speculated that wildlife in the vicinity might have detected the scent of the human remains, leading to the exposure of the partially buried body. After positive identification, these remains were confirmed to be Vanessa Guillen's. If you're as intrigued about crime stories as us and you enjoy our videos, consider subscribing. It is the easiest way to show appreciation for our work and means the world to us. Investigators focused their attention on Cecily Aguilar and Aaron Robinson, especially considering the military-style box found nearby. Upon questioning Cecily after the discovery of Vanessa's body, she broke down and confessed. According to Cecily, Aaron had killed Vanessa by striking her multiple times with a hammer. He then placed her body in one of the military-style boxes and loaded it into his vehicle. After the discovery of Vanessa Guillen's remains, the investigation took a dark turn. Aaron Robinson, the primary suspect, enlisted the help of Cecily Aguilar to dispose of the body. This gruesome task involved dismembering Vanessa's body, burying it, pouring concrete, and covering it with dirt. Cecily, seemingly frightened of Aaron, claimed she felt compelled to comply with his horrifying actions. On the night of June 30th, following an interview with Cecily, investigators had her make a recorded call to Aaron. In the call, she mentioned that they found pieces. Although Aaron didn't outright admit guilt, his response hinted at unease. Subsequently, they detained him under the pretext of breaking COVID protocols. However, Aaron managed to escape custody that night, leading to a pursuit and manhunt. As the events unfolded into the morning of July 1st, authorities believed they had Aaron cornered. Attempting to convince him to surrender peacefully, they were unaware that he was armed. Tragically, Aaron Robinson took his own life by putting a handgun to his head and pulling the trigger. Cecily Aguilar faced charges related to Vanessa Guillen's case and eventually pleaded guilty to 11 counts, receiving a 30-year prison sentence. However, the motive behind Aaron Robinson's actions remained unclear. Contrary to initial suspicions, Vanessa wasn't the target of his sexual harassment. It was someone else on the base. On the fateful day in the armory, Vanessa saw a picture on Aaron's phone that violated fraternization guidelines, revealing his involvement with a married woman on the base. In a shocking response, Aaron attacked Vanessa with a hammer, causing her tragic death. This incident, however, shed light on the pervasive issue of sexual harassment at the military base. Vanessa's story prompted investigations that led to the disciplining of 14 leaders and commanders for their failure to address the widespread problem. The case highlighted the urgent need for accountability and change within the military structure. The investigation into Vanessa Guillen's case revealed a troubling pattern at Fort Hood. Instances of sexual harassment and assault were rampant, with leaders aware but doing nothing to address the issue. A major general and the command sergeant major faced suspension, and several soldiers were disciplined or discharged. The base witnessed more tragic events as 23-year-old soldier Elder Fernandez, who reported harassment, took his own life. Another soldier, Gregory Morales, who disappeared in 2019, was found dead during the search for Vanessa. His case remains unsolved. Would you like to hear more about this case? Fort Hood, with a history of violence, experienced mass shootings in 2009 and 2014. 13 people died in the first incident and 3 in the second. Vanessa's case brought attention to the systemic problems at the base, exposing a long-standing culture of violence, harassment, and assault that had persisted for years. Vanessa Guillen's tragic story shed light on a disturbing reality at Fort Hood. Beyond the well-known mass shootings, instances of harassment, assault, and violence were widespread. The investigations led to significant consequences, with leaders facing suspension, soldiers being disciplined or discharged, and a heightened awareness of systemic issues. What are your thoughts on this? Share them in the comments below. In response to Vanessa's case, a new bill was enacted criminalizing sexual harassment under the U.S. Military Code of Conduct. This crucial change allows soldiers to report incidents to commanders outside their direct chain of command, offering a safer avenue for reporting. While Vanessa's murder exposed the dark side of military culture, it prompted positive changes. However, it's a bittersweet victory, as Vanessa, who dreamt of serving and helping her country, became a victim of the very system she trusted.